Tonight on Jim Will Fix It, this little boy gets his pee-pee touched.
What? Good morning. How are we?
What have we here?
We have. I asked how you were and ignored me.
Oh, sorry. I'm fine, darling. How are you?
Well, we've got V-Reg, so like 2001 S3, originally narrow band, converted to wide band. We've seen this car a few times over the last kind of couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
Originally was, I think, 630cc injectors,
Yeah.
rods, very cheap, horrible 3076, cheap, horrible gate.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, my memory's like a little fuzzy with it. I remember we made 426 brake with it. I can't remember when we originally mapped it, it had wastegate issues.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we made it on the gate or God knows. Then it went twin charge. We went to kind of half have a look at it, had issues, so binned it off. It's now come back with a K04 Hybrid. Still got rods, still got 630s. So yeah, we're just getting to the point of...
This is the more typical sort of upgrade
Yeah,
of
so
the
we now
rebuild
just
now,
going to
isn't
do a
it?
setup. The issue before, obviously without, like, you know, the customer's a friend, he works for a friend's garage actually in the next road. You know, I said to him, obviously if I'd done the build, I would have done it this way using these bits. And like I said before, you know, there are places you can kind of save money without compromising things too much. And the biggest issue for him was obviously like on a 76, it's quite laggy. But that's what I said to him, it's all a trade-off, you know, you trade off bottom end for more top end power.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I think this is kind of the way he's gone. He did end up putting the K04 Hybrid on and beating it around for a bit.
That caused some damage. I was going to say, I've got a video of that on my phone.
Yeah, it's not great. To be fair, I've seen a lot worse.
I've seen worse, but equally, like, hold on, where's the camera? Not good.
No, it's not good, but yeah. So that's kind of where we're at now. So
So we're in for complete retune.
yeah, so we've
For
just
the new
base mapped
spec.
it, and we're now going to set ratios and dip into a pull,
Yep.
get some data.
See where the land lies.
Yeah, N75 unplugged, just because we don't know what the actuator's set to,
Okay.
and then depending on that, we'll
Plug it back in
we'll
and start
start
planning the
low
boost and stuff.
duty and go from there.
Awesome. Let's do that then.
hello.
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 Didn't expect to see you here.
Okay, so that's not a bad place to start, really, is it?
Yes, so did a pull with the N75 unplugged just to see how the actuator is set effectively. Up top we're hitting like a bar of boost. I did 277, I think about 331 newton meters, then plugged the N75 in, running a global 40% duty. One of the reasons we do this is just to see how turbos are going to respond. Because some tend to, I mean, we've seen turbos do a lot with not a lot of duty, and then we've seen some that are a bit asthmatic and want all the duty in the world.
Yeah.
So normally start 40-50%. Obviously other guys will do it different, it's just whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
On that pull at 40%, we saw 293 and some amount of torque. Can't remember. 350 newton meters. It wasn't a massive increase. So we now just changed the fuel profile a bit, a little change on time profile, a bit more duty, and we're going to go again. I'll be brutally honest, I don't know what this turbo's good for. He's actually left me the paperwork from it, and it said that, like, do not run it any more than 1.6, 1.7 bar.
Okay.
It's built by, left all manner of stuff in there, like notes and Kenya stuff.
It's great when you've got this kind of stuff.
I like it, it's nice because it just makes my life simple. Yeah, I'm not going to try and pronounce that. It's coming to Czech Republic, so...
Turbo services.
Well...
Plinzen.
Yeah,
Czech.
.cz. Yeah, I'm not going to try and pronounce that because I don't want to offend anyone.
Yep.
That's why I haven't tried. Yeah, let's not go there. So, yeah, don't know what it's rated for. We're just going to keep cracking in and see what we can do, basically, and just not exceed the maximum boost they're stating not to
What, on
exceed.
1.6, 1.7 bar?
Yeah, they're basically saying, yeah, max manifold pressure, 1.6, 1.7
That's
bar.
what, 21, 22 psi, give or take, isn't it? No, 24
Okay,
pin.
it says with RPM up, must pressure go down.
Yes. So we tail off the PSI as the RPMs go up,
Yeah,
basically,
it says
which is what we usually
turbo
do.
cannot hold same pressure up to RPM limiter. Cool, okay. We're good with that.
Standard procedure. Okay,
Well,
cool.
it depends who you are.
Well, yeah, it does depend who you are. Should be standard procedure.
If this was a precision 2.5 bar to the red line.
So we're basically going to stick on the next revision,
That's
give it
already
a
done.
run. Oh, okay, it's
Yeah,
already
I've already
on.
done
We're going
it,
to
so
give it a
we're now
run
gonna-
and then see how much difference. What is it you say we're increasing about 15%?
Yeah, we're going up to about 55% duty.
Okay, so this gives us good indications to what the duty's going to do for us.
Yeah, and just got to keep an eye on boost.
Mm-hmm.
Fueling, to be fair, we were a little bit fat, so we pulled a bit of fuel out. Pulled a little bit of time out as well, just does a little bit of knock. So,
Okay, well, let's
so
do
yeah,
that.
but we'll crack into that and see where we end up.
I expected it to go a bit more than that, to be fair.
Same.
I mean, it's progressive, but
This is, I mean, don't be wrong, at the minute we're just feeling the turbo out,
Yeah.
so we're not smashing loads of duty and down low. But this is kind of obviously we had a little conversation earlier about turbos, and I'm not trying to discredit turbos made out of the UK, not trying to discredit some of the cheaper stuff because some of it works really well, but a lot of the time you find the more you spend, the better it gets.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you get what you pay for.
You know, and the prime examples. I've had some K04 hybrids built over the years that have not been the best. But then, you know, you get companies like AET, for example. They'll do, I think they do a K380 or AET 380, whatever they call it. And I've seen people hit 400 horsepower on them. Don't get me wrong, a lot of that seems to be one company, so how legit that 400 horsepower is, I don't know, because obviously I've never seen the cars, and again, I'm not trying to discredit them, which is why I'm not naming them, but there's a lot of people hitting around 380 horsepower, especially running the AGN naturally aspirated camshafts, which obviously work a bit more efficiently up top. So, but like I said, you know, I've had K04 hybrids built here in the UK, and they've struggled to like 310, 320 horsepower. And then, you know, I mapped Mark II Golf pre-YouTube channel for a friend of ours, Dean. And he had a K or AT, whatever they call it, K03 hybrid. Done near a 310 brake out of that, not leaning on it whatsoever. Had loads and loads and loads more left in it. And, you know, he said he wanted 300 horsepower. I think he made like 306 and just called it a day. Yeah. Just because it was one of those, he'd not had the car at that much power, so it was, to being a Mark II Golf, is to take it out, drive it, see what you think. If you want more boost or you want more power, we'll turn it up, not a problem. So yeah, so we're just feeling it out at the moment. Just now going to do a revision with a bit more duty, see what she does, and then depending on how that goes, we'll probably end up slamming a bit more in, trying to get it on boost faster. And yeah, try and throw some aggressive torque at it, or make the torque come in a bit more aggressive. Obviously, it's got rods, so we're not limited. We're not limited to like 300 foot-pound like we would be on most other 180s. So yeah, we'll do that and see where we go next.
We'd started talking about stuff without pressing record, so
cool.
So
basically we've stepped up the
not
duty
by
a bit
much.
more, about another 15% from
Right.
the last pull. And it's not just, we kind of went like 15, and it's not, it's stepping up quite consistently, but it's
But
not.
it's not by much, though.
No,
is it?
it's not by much, or not as much as we'd normally expect to see. It could be a flow efficiency issue. We're kind of just working. It's a bit of.
I mean, there is also. I mean, I know that we did have this discussion briefly before, but there is a possibility it's not a 99 as well, isn't there? I mean, we don't know. I'd expect it to be.
To be fair, the last pull we did. I mean, I've had this conversation with him multiple times about fuel, so
Yeah.
hopefully.
Hopefully, he's on 99, but it wasn't confirmed. It
Yeah,
was
I mean,
assumed.
we're not running shed loads of time in.
No.
But not like it's within range or within tolerance, so that's fine. But yeah, we're just trying to sort a few bits out. Really, obviously, we did 2 pulls at 70-ish% duty, and we've done like 302 and 300.
Yeah, 303, 300, something like that.
Yeah, 303 and 300, like back to back, 390 newton meters thereabouts.
Yeah.
So we're nearly at 300 foot-pound. So yeah, just been working on cleaning it up a bit. We're now going to step it up a bit more and see what she's doing. But we're at
There's
like
only one or two more steps before it's
we're
more to
at
go.
like 1.4 and a bit bar.
Right.
I mean, to put it in perspective, we mapped a red Mark III Ibiza, 20 valve with rods, 550 injectors, Mamba K04 Hybrid with their actuator, a billet actuator, with a China fold, which is normally a Chinese copy of the JBS manifold, also ported. That ran 332 horsepower at approximately 1.3 bar boost.
So less pressure than we're already running now.
Yes, so we're running about 0.15-ish bar more, and we're about 30 horsepower down.
Yeah.
I
mean, that could be down to not
could
just
be,
turbo,
yeah,
could be
I mean,
cooler, could be pipework, could be a lot of things.
I mean, the pipe work on this looks to be all right.
Yeah.
The route is reasonably direct. The cooler, which I don't know how good it is. The next run I do, I'm going to monitor IATs. Because that will give me a good indication.
Yeah.
But that is the kind of good thing when you do a lot of something, you've always got basis for comparison.
Yeah.
The injectors are a non-issue, like
The 630s, are they?
630s in this, so they're kind of irrelevant at this point. Because I mean, we've got all the fuel we need, and that's kind of doing its thing, so that's fine. But turbo-wise, it's a good comparison. I know he's changed the exhaust; it's now full 3-inch all the way to the back. Telephone.
Before interruption, we were saying pipework looks good.
Yeah,
There's now a
so-
3-inch turbo back system, yeah?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was before. I think it was 2.5. I think it was like 3-inch down pipe.
Into 2.5.
Into 2.5.
Okay.
I've seen this car so many times.
Yeah, and a lot of it's changed.
Yeah, it just keeps changing all the time. But like I said, where we are now, spec-wise, it should be decent. But we'll see. Like I said, we're gonna switch it up a little bit.
Yep.
And we'll see.
Whether it makes any difference.
Yeah, see what she does. So.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you said, we're taking steps and we're running out of how many steps we got left before we say that it's
done.
Well,
it's not done. It can't be done more.
Yeah, so we'll see.
So I'm guessing basically, obviously, step it up until we hit that 1.6, then they'll tail it off. Whatever power it makes, there's kind of what it
To
makes.
be honest with you, if we're at like 1.45 bar now, if we creep it to like 1.55 bar, and it doesn't do much, there's no point. Yeah, there's no point going any further because the turbo just isn't working efficiently.
Yeah, 100%.
Or there is a flow issue somewhere else.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm not going to say there's an issue somewhere else is because the cooler's the same as
What it was
we used
before.
before.
Yeah.
The pipe work is the same. Obviously, it's been adapted.
Yeah.
Because it was at one point it was on a tubular with a 3076. Obviously, the pipe works had to be changed from the turbo to the cooler.
Yeah.
The cooler to the throttle body's still been the same. So it's more than likely it's potentially going to be turbo-related issue.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to say that categorically because I'm not about to strip it and have a look at it, and I haven't got the means to test it anyway. So, but it's just an educated guess. But like I said, we'll step everything up a bit more, see what it does, and then it's either going to be
Worth having it.
happy face or sad face.
right, mate. So what's the story?
So the story is a little bit more duty.
A little bit more power.
Yeah, a little bit more power. 314 horsepower. Is it 396? I haven't got my goggles on. So it's hard to read the orange.
Yeah.
So we're basically on 400 newton meters, so 300-ish foot-pound.
Yeah.
A little over 1.5 bar. It's like 1.53 bar of boost.
So, I mean, so what was that 1.45 before?
Yes.
So are we going to try and eat the extra 0.05 bar out of it, or is there
The issue we're now seeing, I mean, we're seeing like 56 degrees intake temperatures, and we're starting.
Starting to get timing, Paul?
Just bear me 1 second.
Right.
So the run started at 20 degrees. It's
Yeah.
gone from 20 to 56.
Yeah. Well, the thing
Which
is,
is a
more
little-
boost is more heat, and that's
Well, yeah, yes,
pressure makes heat, you know.
yeah. So, but yeah, the long and short of it is, I think the turbo's starting to become a little bit inefficient, or it's already been inefficient. I don't really know, but it looks like that is probably going to be the end of the session for today. So, yeah.
Okay, so have we got anything left to do, or is that it? Done and dusted?
It's pretty much going to be, so where this is converted to wideband,
Yeah.
a lot of them, or in my experience, don't like to be flashed down the port. They'll either start doing an ECU read, it will start reading and then crash.
Yeah.
Same with the writing, it will start to write the ECU, then crash. So I've got an adapter, which is on top of my toolbox.
Yeah.
It's not in the car. Which you take off the plug from the loom to the ECU, and this is literally one of those plugs pinned with power live and a data line.
Like this?
This lovely thing.
There.
So obviously every revision we've done, we've had to flash it, or put that connector on, flash it in the engine bay. So yeah, we've got to put all the ECU back in, all the scuttle tray back on, and the wipers on, and then get it off the dyno, reconnect Haldex, and take it on
And
the
then
road.
give it back.
Yeah, and then give it back.
Cool.
So, but yeah, no doubt this will be back in the future, because knowing the customer, he'll make some more changes to
Yeah.
improve it. So,
Well, he's going to want to make use of those rods, isn't he?
well, that is kind of the funniest thing. Is this is the first time I think I've ever had something on the dyno with a K04 Hybrid, and we've not actually
Needed the rods that are in
Yeah.
it.
I mean, we've had it with like stage 2 K04 platform stuff like BAMs and AMKs. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we've even had it at stage 1 on Jamie's S3. I don't know if that was put on YouTube or not.
I can't remember.
That was a long day.
I've slept since then.
But that, I mean, fair enough, the actuator was set a bit hot, and the nuts for the actuator were like fossils, so I wasn't about to go and touch them. So we spent the whole day dialing it in to keep it safe. But that was on the border at like stage 1.
Yeah,
I think stage 1 with a downpipe, maybe.
possibly.
I can't remember. But yeah, so it's a bit of a rarity that we don't even need the rods that are in it. Because normally that is not the case.
So if it was yours, what would you now be doing?
If it was mine, I would have stayed with the 3076.
Okay, cool.
The thing is, I mean, I had one of these at 555 horsepower with a Precision 6262. Made the mistake of buying a journal bearing turbo, which was a bit slow to spool. It was full boost by about 4,800 RPM or
Which is
five
high in the
grand.
range, really, isn't it? For,
And then revving it out to 8. And it was quick, don't get me wrong, but after doing that, it's working out the best.
all round.
Yeah, and
I'd rather have 450 that you can use all the time as opposed to 550.
yeah, I mean, personally, if I did it again, I would go for a GTX 3071R, full boost by about 3,400 RPM, rev it to like 7.5, 8K, and yeah, about 450, you'd probably get the best of the best drivability day to day,
Yeah.
and even at 450, these are quick.
Yeah.
So
Or even at
that's-
300, these are fairly nippy.
Yeah, the problem is with four-wheel drive, you tend to find, like, I don't find any four-wheel drive cars fast really until they're 500 horsepower plus.
Because they feel safe, that's what it is. You don't
Yeah,
feel
probably.
skittish at 350, 400 braking a 4-wheel drive car.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the thing is, it's all relative.
Yeah.
But I said mine was right to drive out of boost, but
Out of boost.
But the thing is, out of boost.
Which was all the time.
Well, until it made boost. But the thing is, I'm used to having cars with hybrids on or large frame turbos, so I'm used to the trade-off. Yeah. Whereas some people go whack a big turbo on and go, oh, it drives like shit. Yeah. But the thing is, it's all, like I said, it's relative, you know, like you put a massive turbo on, you're going to have big lag, but then when it comes in, you're going to make massive power. So, you know, but it depends what you're using the car for is what it all comes down to.
Exactly. Right, okay, well that wraps that up then.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next one.